Good evening and blessings out there, everybody. What's going on? It's your man, Rod Hickman, Generational Wealth Builders, where poverty ends with us. Look, super excited to be coming to you tonight on this Friday night. What's this, the first Friday in February or something like that, man. But look at here. I am super excited to be coming to you all tonight. I hope that your new year thus far has been phenomenal. I hope that you have been able to accomplish all of your goals and dreams. I hope you ain't backslid already. If you said you were going to the gym, I hope you still going to the gym. I hope you ain't finked out and gave up on your goals and dreams yet. But either way, really excited to be able to come to you tonight. Got a couple announcements. Get to brag and thank God just a little bit tonight because there are some big things popping in our business. And I am just elated about what we have going on here in the Generational Wealth Builders family. Again, first thing I'll say is we're getting ready to head to Atlanta. So if you are in the Atlanta area next week, we will be in town. We're going down there for our business conference. It is our regional business conference. And so we are coming down there and we're excited about coming down there. Some of our guest speakers are Tom Hegner, who is a retirement expert. So we're going down there to learn some more things from him. This guy, again, you can go check him out. He's very well bona fide, as they would say, when it comes to talking about retirement products and things of that nature. And additionally, we're going to have Fawn Weaver, who's going to be there. And again, she has an amazing story. Fawn Weaver is one of 5 CEOs, one of 5 women CEOs that actually took a company to being a valuation of over $1 billion, right? When she founded Uncle Nearest Whiskey. Again, that's just a tremendous story in itself. So she's going to be down there telling the story. And then last but not least, my wife and I are going to have some speaking time on stage. So because of the performance of our organization, we now are speaking 3 times down there in the conference. So if you see us in the streets, go ahead on and give us some high five because we finna represent Covington. We're putting Covington on the map down in Atlanta. We gonna represent because that's what we do. So we're super duper excited about that. We're going down there with our team, all of our team from all over is coming down there to meet with us. So again, like I say, we're just pleased to be able to go down there and really be able to represent. It looks like I'm lagging here a bit, so I'm trying to kind of stop the lagging there, make sure I'm good. Okay, here we go. So again, we're super excited about coming to Atlanta. We still have a couple of tickets left. You have to register by Tuesday. So if you're interested in going, just inbox your boy and let me know, and we'll do our best to see what we can do to get you some tickets so that you can come be a part of the festivities and hang out with us. As we get ready to get down there and get down with the get down and come on with the come on, right? So either way, we're super excited about that and hope you will consider working and joining us down there. Now, let's get into our lesson for tonight, right? Folks, y'all know, I want to say this from the bottom of my heart. If you know me, right? And I know a lot of time you're like, well, we only know what we see on social media, right? And I get that, but it's not much different from what you're going to get in the street. I promise you that. But if you know me, one thing you'll know about me, I don't like getting in folk business. I don't want to get in your business. I get embarrassed when I have to get in folk business, right? Like for real. Like anybody can tell you that if it's some gossip out there in them streets, I'm probably the last one to know about it, right? And when you tell me, I'm gonna be like, what, for real? Because I really just honestly did not know. Now, why am I saying that? I'm saying that to you because there are some things that get on my nerves. There are some things that just all the way get on my nerves. And one thing I can't stand is lying. I can't stand lying, right? I can't stand folk that lie. I just can't stand lying. And when you get in the business arena, lying is now whitewashed and called is now called marketing. That's the funny thing about it, right? They'll lie to you under the guise of marketing. So the thing about it is, I'm getting dressed the other morning. I'm traveling, so I'm watching the news. And what happens is, I see the guy, and they have this couple on there, and they're like, well, hey man, and they talk about this one story, say, hey, did you hear about Reggie? Like, no, what happened? Yeah, Reggie had a heart attack, died, and left his family. Right? And that happens. Now, that's not the lie. That is not the lie. The lie comes in, or should I say, the marketing ploy comes in when they tell you that you can just get all this life insurance for $9 a month. That's where the lie comes in, right? And what I want you to do is don't believe the hype. So first I'm going to talk about that. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to go over what I've deemed to be the top 6 myths about life insurance. Why I say that? Because people just don't understand life insurance. And my goal tonight is to help you understand that. So maybe you say, Rod, I know what you're talking about. I done seen them commercials. I done even called them people, man, and them folk, they couldn't even get me no insurance. Exactly right. Because what you must understand is the way they see it in the marketing world is that we need to get as many people to apply for this insurance as possible. And they say out of 100, if we get 40, we've made our money back, right? So they put these vague commercials out there where they say, yeah, you can get $500,000 for $9 a month. And so you're like, okay, you're now thinking in your head, I can get $500,000 worth of life insurance for $9 a month. So then when you come and talk to me or one of the agents and one of my partners that I'm in business with, now all of a sudden, when we say, nah, bro, you can't get no $500,000 worth of life insurance for no $9, you think we're wrong. But what they've gotten you with is the fine print. And what you can't see that they put on the screen, that if you just took the time to look and see or pause it, you'll see that it say, you got to be certain age, you got to be in a certain physical criteria, you can't have no risk factors, and that's only for 10 years. That is a 10-year term policy. Does that make sense? So that's what I want you to understand. The hype that they put y'all up on make you think you can get all the life insurance for a little bit of money. And you cannot, right? We can get you some that is comparable, but I'm just going to keep it 100 with you. You ain't finna get no $500,000 worth of life insurance for no $9, $10. I'm just here to let you know that's not going to happen. And so these are the kind of myths that the generational wealth builders and our affiliate brokers, these are the kind of myths that we consistently dispel, right? Because we want you to be informed, all right? That's all. We want you to be informed so that you can make an informed decision, right? At the end of the day. So if you want to get coverage, we want to make sure you get the coverage that your family needs and not what somebody has just said you're going to get, right? So again, so that's my rant. That's my rant. That's why I put at the end of this title, don't believe the hype. They want you to call in. And then what happens is when you call in and you're like, yeah, y'all said I can get this $500,000 for $9 a month. And when you don't qualify for that, now you get what's called a decline. So then after they tell you, no, we can't insure you for no $500,000 for no $9 a month for no 10-year term. Now, when you come to me like, Rod, you was right. Rod, you were 100% right, big dog. I should have listened to you. And I'm like, yeah, you should have, because I ain't never lied to you. Not going to. And so what happens is now it's like, okay, now we go to apply for the life insurance. And now you have to tell me that you've had a policy be declined. And most time people don't pay no attention to that. So what happens, we submit the application. People don't think about the fact that they got declined over there. And then what happens? Next thing you know, I get a note back saying, hey, they got to tell me about when they apply for this insurance with this person right here, so and so and so and so. Does that make sense? So again, our goal, and not just mine, but every business partner that I have, each one of my colleagues that I work with in the Generational Wealth Builder organization, we pride ourselves on transparency. We pride ourselves on educating you on what it is that you have. And here's why we can do that. Most of us are still part-time. So we're not necessarily living off of the money we make from our commission. Does that make sense? We have day jobs that pay our bills. So we are not incentivized for lying to you or marketing to you. I guess marketing now is the new word for lie in the 2025. But either way, that's what it is. All right. So let's go through these myths. I would love to see your comments. If you want to say something, please like, share this video. Somebody you know could use this. I guarantee it, right? Because they watching them same commercials too. All right. So let's get into it. So myth number 1, life insurance is only for the elderly. Wrong. That is so far from the truth. What people don't know is that life insurance is for everybody. And literally what happens is if you wait until you get old before you start trying to get life insurance, there may be the opportunity that you don't qualify for life insurance. Why is that? Because life insurance is tied to risk, right? Your cost for life insurance is tied to how big of a risk you actually are, right? How close are you to the upper room, right? Put in hashtag upper room. I know that was funny. Some of y'all gonna laugh, some of y'all won't, right? But how close to the upper room are you? That's what they're basing it on. How many? What have you had happen to you? How many medications do you have prescribed to you? Not necessarily what you're taking, right? Here we go with semantics. You may be prescribed something, you may not be taking it, but guess what? It's still on your MIB report. So you must declare what it is that you're taking, right? And I know I believe God and I'm walking by faith and everything else, me too, but you still got to keep it 100, right? You still got to keep it 100. So again, people think that it's only for the elderly, but that's one of the biggest lies, because let's just be honest about it. If you just so happen to look at the data, who's dying more now? Is it the elderly or is it the young folk? Think about that. Who's dying more now? Is it elderly people or young folk? A lot of these elderly people getting on up there, man. God bless my grandmother, Mama Lou, 95 years young, still getting around well. Still getting around well, right? My son didn't even make it to the age of 19. Who's dying more? See, y'all got to understand, I'm not here to dilly-dally around. I don't want your family to be caught in a bad situation. And if my pain can help you get on where you need to get on, then I'm fine with utilizing that. But I really want you to understand it's not just for the elderly. It is for everybody, right? And I'll talk more about that later. All right, myth number 2 is too expensive. Now, it's only expensive if you have a lot of risk. It's going to be expensive if you wait to get it when you become elderly. Does that make sense? It only becomes really expensive if you wait till when you either get sick, you have something happen, or you get older and you try to get a lot of life insurance. Then yes, I can tell you it is going to be expensive. I don't care who you go to, right? That is because, remember, life insurance is about risk. And the lower your risk are, the lower your premium is going to be. The higher your risk are, the higher the premium is going to be. So that's one of the basic tenets about life insurance, all right? So it's too expensive. So again, Let's talk about that. When you have a term policy is a lot like a rental car, right? While you rent that car from this period to this period, you lock in a rate. Now, if you don't turn that rental car back in, they're going to come get you. They're going to throw the book at you. They're going to charge you everything, right? So that's what term life insurance is. You get a lot of life insurance for a relatively low premium for a specific period or term of time, right? So then when you start getting into your more permanent policies, like your IULs, and even whole life insurance, which I'm not a fan of, but that's for another video. But your permanent insurances, they cost more because of the savings component that's tied to them. So that savings component is going to grow you money that you got access to tax-free in the IUL now. But again, I'm not going there today about whole life insurance. So don't beg me. That's it, right? All right, so let's get to the next one. Number 3. Man, if I'm single, I don't need life insurance. Let me help you with that one right there. You need life insurance no matter what, because hopefully you have someone that loves you. You may be like, well, I don't have no children, so if something happens to me, somebody gonna bury me. No, fam, I'm gonna tell you where you're gonna be. Your body gonna get donated to science. And what's gonna happen is you gonna go somewhere to Nashville or somewhere like that, and they're gonna use your body for science. That's what's gonna happen. And that's kind of that on that, because folk don't have it right now to just turn around and bury somebody. It is your responsibility. Listen to me clear. It is your responsibility to make sure that your legacy, that your heritage is taken care of, period and point blank. But I'm single. You got parents. You don't think your parents going to grieve you? You don't think that your parents are going to want to do something to honor your name? You don't think so? Especially if you don't have any dependents. How else is the world going to know about you if you don't leave anything behind? You'll be forgotten. It'll just be like, yeah. At first it'll be like this, then it'll be like, but don't you know, you can mess around and get set up a charity so that if something happens to you, you can basically have it where that charity gets portions of that death benefit every single year. What charity do you support? Leave it for the charity. If you are excited about children learning and going to school, again, leave behind some money to fund little private schools or school. Do something, right? Don't have that attitude, right? That is a very selfish attitude. Additionally, I understand the sentiment of, if I'm single, I don't need life insurance. If you're talking about just regular schmegular life insurance, meaning life insurance that only kicks in when you die, then I can understand that. But if the life insurance has the living benefits, the living benefits mean that, God forbid, if you're diagnosed with a chronic or critical illness or injury, or a terminal illness or injury, you get access to up to 80% of your death benefit while you're still alive. Now watch this. This is how this plays in for you. God forbid if that's you and something happens. Who's going to pay for you to be in a nursing home? Who's going to pay for your care to make sure that all is well? Well, guess what? If you have a policy with the living benefits, then you get up to 80% of that death benefit while you're still alive. So let's just say you have $1 million policy. God forbid, heart attack, stroke, something like that. You can get up to $750,000 to $800,000 of that policy paid up front, so you can make sure you're taken care of. Yeah. So you, old single person that feel like, I don't need no life insurance because when I'm dying, somebody gonna bury me. Like I say, you just gonna be on a t-shirt. Every now and again on your birthday, they might be a long live such and such. You just gonna be a hashtag, fam. So again, don't put yourself in that position where you go end up just being a hashtag and nobody remember you after 3-4 years, because it happens, right? How many times have you seen people that when somebody passed, everybody like, oh man, look, Quay, he was so good, man, blah, blah, blah. Right? Everybody making signs. Your first birthday come along, they get out there and do a balloon release. All the hood there. Your second birthday come along, you might have about 15, 20 folk there. That's talking about long live such and such. We ain't forgot about you. The third year, they're going to go get you one of them teddy bears that they got for Valentine's Day, and they're going to go put that down there in memory, bro. After that, it's over with, right? People are moving on. So you want to make sure that you are not forgotten, right? And I know people be like, man, I'm busy. Okay. All right. Don't believe Rod. Think about it in your own life. Ask yourself, do you know somebody who has passed that folk have forgotten about? Remember when Big Mama passed? Everybody, yeah, Big Mama, I wish you was here, Mom. Big Mama, I missed this, that, and the third, and so and so and so and so and so. Few years now, you ain't even think about Big Mama no more. It happens. So again, and especially if you're single, you don't have any dependents. All you got are cousins and siblings. And your parents won't forget you. But what happened when they're gone? All right. So again, I want to make that point very clear that even if you're single, you still need life insurance. All right. The next one. That should be healthy. I'm healthy, so I don't need life insurance. Okay, fam. You are one phone call away from finding out that you're not as healthy as you think. Just one phone call away. And so it might not even be cancer or a heart attack or nothing like that. What if, God forbid, you riding down the road and somebody hit you and run you into a telephone pole? And now all of a sudden, you're in the hospital for 6 months. Again, that is literally that fast. And people don't think about it ahead of schedule. They always think about it afterwards. All because we feel like, no, that could never happen to me. But how many people have said that? And we know folk that have gone through stuff like that. I'm fit as a fiddle. And next thing you know, you're somewhere stretched out. I was talking to an agent today. She was telling me that they had lost her great aunt and said that they were literally just doing the same routine. And just like that, auntie was gone. Again, we never know. You don't know when you're checking up out of here. And so you want to make sure, and even as it relates to your health, you never know when them Big Macs and them hot chips and them Takis or whatever it is they be eating, now ramen noodles and all that stuff, you never know when that stuff going to come back and play whatever to your insides. You never know. And so you never, ever want to be on that side of you finding out now that you have this diagnosis, and now we have to tell you, sorry, bro, we can't help you. It happens. I hate it, but it happens. Because again, it's about mitigating risk. I can't tell you how many folk have they ducked my call beforehand. They saw me in Walmart. They hit me with the I seen them already, but they hit me with the like I didn't see them. And you know what? I acted just like I ain't see them. Oh, okay. I act like I ain't see them. I sure did. But then guess what? Then something happened. Man, look at here, man. I need to get with you about my policy. And I'm not trying to do no scare tactic. I'm telling y'all what I experience very, very frequently. Man, I need to get with you, man. Okay, how's your health? Man, when they do that there, I'm like, This already tell me this going south. This is already telling me it's going south. And so that's why we want to make sure that you are protected now that you're healthy, right? Again, like I say, listen to me, y'all. I pray y'all hear my heart when I say this. Y'all know, if you know me, you know I mean no harm when I say what I say. But listen, you having life insurance protects your family. If you don't protect your family, that's your legacy. Please hear me. That's your legacy. It's not my legacy. I'm here to provide the service for you. I am. Again, I'm here on a Friday night. How many of my other contemporaries are here on a Friday night at 7:30 talking to you about life insurance, trying to help you get a better understanding about life insurance? How many of my contemporaries? How many of my contemporaries have you seen do a live and talk about life insurance? I genuinely care because I know the value of life insurance. I do. I know the value. I can tell you from a personal standpoint, when my mom passed, my mom did not have life insurance. Thanks be to God, we were okay to do and take care of her the way she wanted to be taken care of. But again, what if my mom would have passed on to me $500,000, $200,000, $150,000? How much further along would I be able to be in making sure that Betty Jean is always remembered? How much further along would I be? How much further along would I be in ensuring that Betty Jean's only child, that Betty Jean's Powell only child, is out here in these mean streets and that she is never forgotten? How long? How much further along? So my point being, I know what it's like when you mess around and wait too late and can't get them life insurance. I know firsthand. I don't want you to have to go through that. I don't. I know what it's like to lose a child. My wife and I know what it's like to lose a child. We know what it's like to grieve. We know what it's like to not want to go back to work. We know these things. And so as a result of that, we don't want you to go through that. We're trying to tell you that from our pain, man, make sure that you're taken care of. So in case it happens, you have money to grieve. I don't care what nobody say. You need money to grieve. You can say what you want to say. I would challenge anybody to say you don't need money to grieve. I would challenge them and ask them, who have you lost and how do you know? I'm telling you, some people need therapy. Sometimes you just want to do things. Sometimes you want to erect monuments. Sometimes you want to set things up to be able to do some things so, again, that you can make sure that they're never forgotten, right? Again, you know, I hope I don't get emotional here, but again, when we get ready to go to Atlanta, I'm going to tell them about my son because my son should have been running this business. He and my daughter. And guess what? Now my daughter has tapped into the business, and it brings me to tears because now I realize that our legacy is going on. But guess what? How do you think we were able to get in these buildings and do what it is that we need to do to be able to get it started, to make sure that the legacy of this little fella back there goes on? How do you think? So you're fooling yourself if you feel like $10,000 from Globe Life is going to do anything. $25,000 going to do anything. I'm telling you now, it ain't going to do nothing. It's just not. Because you need money, because you're going to want to get away. And depend on when they pass, you're not going to want to be in your area. You're not going to want whatever it did that they reminded you of most, you're going to want to be away from that. I'm just keeping it 100 with you, right? And again, I know I'm talking about health, but I want you to understand you need life insurance. Let me move on to the next point. My job gives me enough life insurance. Oh boy, this probably should have been myth number one. I mean, this should have been myth number one. Don't you know that there's a survey by LIMRA that has basically said 44% of families that lose a loved one that was an income earner, 44% of families face hardship within 6 months. They face financial hardship within 6 months. 25% of that 44% will face it in a month. So what does that mean? If you have 100 people that die, 44 of those people are going to face financial hardship within a 6-month time frame, meaning that money that they had is gone because they only depended on what the job gave you. So watch this, because I need you all to understand where I'm coming from. Let's say you have a husband and a wife, and both of them bring in $50,000 a year. So what that means is they are more than likely living their budget and their best life of about $70,000 to $80,000 a year. Does that make sense? Meaning their bills and all that there, because he's paying for his SUV, she paying for her car, he paying the mortgage or the rent, she paying the utilities, groceries, They're living off of about $70,000 worth of income. So if you take one of those incomes away, you're automatically in bankruptcy. Why? Because you're living on $70,000, but you just took away $50,000. So now you have a delta of $20,000. I hope this makes sense to you. So with that delta of $20,000, now the question becomes, what do you give up? If he had a SUV or if she had a car, do you give up her car because you can't afford it? If you were paying the mortgage, she was paying the utilities, what do you give up? This is what happens to families when an income earner passes. This is what happens. We don't like to talk about it, and we turn a blind eye to it because we're like, I don't want to get in their business. But folks, I'm telling you, you need to get in folk business because your job is not going to give you enough life insurance. At maximum, absolute maximum, they'll give you 3 years of your annual income, but you're going to pay for that. And then the sad part about that is that with that 3 times of your annual income, you're going to be paying through the nose for that insurance. And then even worse is that you now are going to realize that if you leave that job, that insurance stays with the company. Oh, yeah. I cannot tell you how sad and how many sad occasions that I have had to tell people about their insurance not being with them. It's not going with them. I can't tell you how I've worked with, I know 3 clients so far, or 3 prospective clients that were working a job. They got sick on the job ended up letting them go, and they lost all their benefits, including their life insurance. And so now they're like, man, I want to be able to leave. I put so much pressure on people. People have done so much for me. I want to leave something behind for folk. And it's like, you can't, bro. Ma'am, I'm sorry, but you cannot do that. The only thing we can do is get you an annuity that you basically self-fund. And let's hope you live 15, 20 more years where you could leave your family something. That's what happens. The job does not give you enough. So let me tell you how we calculate how much life insurance you need. We utilize what's called the DIME model. And so here we go again. These are the things that we teach our clients because we're all about educating our clients. So the DIME, the D stands for debt, right? How much debt do you have, not including your mortgage? Do you not know? And most of you don't know that your creditors can tie up your life insurance policy in probate. So you mad calling the insurance company like, y'all better send me my such and such and money. You showing your whole tail. Where my such and such and money? No, fam, it's tied up in probate. Yeah. Security finance is like, hey, they owe me such and such amount of money. One Main Financial is like, yo, they owe me. The hospital is like, they owe me too. So now, because they're coming after the estate, now that's why your insurance policy is held up, because you didn't account for the debt, right? So that's the first thing. Most people don't know that. But again, this is what we educate people on. Now, the only debt you don't include is your mortgage, right? The debt that you need to include are your vehicles, right? Because again, think about it. God forbid if something happens, you don't want them coming and taking the vehicle from the family. That's torturous. Think about it. That's what one of your children is going to ascribe to have and drive to remember you. And now here comes South Beach Tow to pick it up because you can't pay for it. You had to surrender it. Right? See, this is real life. See, folk don't like real life now, but that's what I'm going to give you, real life. All right. So that being said, then you got income replacement. That's what it stands for. This is where you're able to leave 10, 15, 20 years of your annual income behind so that your family can live off that. Now, the way I help my clients utilize that is I say this, okay, big dog, if you want to make sure that your family is taken care of, what you can say is, hey, man, all right, give me 10 years of my annual income, give my wife 7, and I got 3 children, give each one of them a year of my annual income. That's how you make sure your family is taken care of. That's how you do it. That's what the income replacement does. It makes sure that even though your $50,000 is gone out of the budget, your wife ain't got to bring Mr. Charlie in so fast. Y'all ain't going to say nothing. That Mr. Claude that waiting around the corner with them keys and that Econoline van, he ain't going to be able to come in so fast. All right, now, don't act like I don't know what I'm talking about. Y'all done seen them now. Y'all done seen them. That Miss Shirley, that got a little money, she ain't come around there talking about young man. All right, don't act like I ain't talking about nothing. I know I'm keeping it 100, right? All right, so the M stands for mortgage. You want to make sure that your home is paid off, that your family has their forever home. You want to make sure of that. Additionally, what if you don't have a home? Then you want to make sure that your family can go and purchase a home, right? How much home do you want them to be able to go and buy? You give them $250,000, say, hey, look here, y'all better make it work with that $250,000. And your family now can go and purchase a home, furnish it, cash money, and that's your forever home. And now all they have to do is pay the taxes on it. That's what the M in dime stands for. And last but not least, the E is for education. If you have young children, do you want to pay for their college? And again, when we say pay for their college, it might not be necessarily for their college, but it may be for if they want to start a business, right? What if they go to trade school? What if they want to do something like that, right? That's when you're able to do that, right? You're able to leave money behind that, God forbid, as Dr. King said, I may not make it to the mountaintop with you. It's Black History Month, so y'all should know this now, right? I may not make it to the mountaintop with you, but I'm going to leave them money to make sure y'all can get on and get there. Right? That's literally what you're saying. You're saying to your loved one, you're saying to your children, you're saying to your grandchildren, hey, granddaddy want to leave $10,000 and every one of my grandchildren, I want them to get $10,000 to be able to go buy some land, to be able to go invest and do something in it. That's what you're able to do. Maybe say, well, we don't have children. Then guess what? You can leave money behind for retirement. Baby say, baby, look, I don't want you to ever have to worry about nothing, never, ever no more. So here's another $250,000, $300,000, $500,000. Go ahead and put that towards a fixed index annuity to make sure you got income for the rest of your life, baby. I want you to make sure you don't never have to worry about nothing. You ain't got to go to no nursing home or nothing like that. I'm going to take care of you. I've taken care of you in this life. I'm going to take care of you in death as well. All right? And the last one, and I'm done, folks. Ooh, good God of mine. This one right here. That life insurance is a scam. it doesn't pay out. Folks, I was just telling you about what happens when you don't have enough life insurance. Part of the reason why your life insurance policy doesn't pay out is because your creditors can tie up your life insurance. That's it. These folk do not want to hold up your money because it is auditable. It is auditable, and they don't want to hold your money no longer than you need to get it. I can assure you of that. It's a scam. It doesn't pay out. Let me tell you the times that I've seen that, not personally, not since been working with me, but the times life insurance doesn't pay out. Number one, you lied on the application. If you lied on that application and they looked in that in your paperwork and they looked in your file and they found that you lied, they are not liable to pay out on that policy. So that's not a scam. That's you lied. Right? There's a big difference now. If you lie on that application, they are not liable for paying out. And that's only right. That's only fair. Number two, and this happened with one of my very, very close friends. Very, very close friend. Her mother was a sweetheart of a woman. I mean, you know, they don't get any sweeter than that mother. But what happened was they had a whole life policy. And this is another reason that I'm not a fan of whole life insurance. This is the reason why. And so what happened was the husband had went and took a loan out on the insurance. And when he went and took that loan out on that insurance, what it did was it was a loan. And what people don't realize about these whole life insurance policies, I'm not talking about the IUL. I'm specifically talking about a whole life policy. You'll have cash value in the policy. But when you take that money out, it's a loan. And seeing that it's a loan, they're now going to charge you interest on that money. So here's the thing. You must pay that money back. If you don't, they are going to take that money, whatever they lent you, plus the interest, they are going to take that out of that death benefit. And so in this example, I think mother had about $30,000 worth of life insurance, something like that. And I didn't see the policy, but I think even the way she explained it, I think it was even split in half, so it was 15 and 15. So what happened when he went and took that money out, a couple years later, mother passed. When it was time for them to get the money to bury mother, they said, we don't owe you nothing, actually. Because, yeah, she died. We basically have all this interest. She got to pay that back. Ain't that nothing? See, this is why, again, it's almost 8 o'clock at night, and I'm sitting here doing a live on YouTube and Facebook because I want you to be informed. And I want y'all to test me on this. I dare you to call any one of the major carriers. You know, Jake from Rake Arms or whatever. You're in good hands with Fall State, right? Yeah, call them and tell them you want a permanent policy. I guarantee you 9 out of 10 times they're going to try to give you a whole life insurance policy. And what I can tell you is that policy benefits them more than it benefits you. I promise you. Now, here's the thing. I can write whole life insurance policies. So don't be like, you just hating on them because you can't write. I can write them. But I refuse to write them because I'm not here to make your situation worse. I'm an A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau for a reason, bro. I'm not money hungry. I'm not going to put your family in a worse position for a commission. I'm never going to do that. I don't even care about money like that. If y'all really want to know the truth, money for me is a tool. Money is a tool that I use to be able to help other people achieve their goals and dreams. That's what money is for. It don't mean nothing to me. It's a great resource to have because you can eat a little something. You can eat a little better, right? You can kind of go where you want to go. Especially if you got them deep pockets like Anthony Woodland, man. Hey, good to see you on the call, big dog. I got to get by and holler at you, man. Thank you for your love on the video, man. But I'm just gonna tell you, no. I don't care about money like that. I appreciate money. I will be a first generational millionaire, but it's only because I'm going to use that money to make sure that I help others, to make sure that I keep advancing the kingdom of the Lord. Come on here. You can't be a kingdom financier and you broke. Come on here. See, that's why. Oh, here we go. Oh, I feel my help coming on. High glory, high top. See, that's why these prophets raking y'all blind, because they come in here trying to tell you something new when all you really got to understand is that if you just do what the Bible says, you're going to be blessed. But they got y'all saying, give to me and you're going to be blessed. Well, how many of y'all been blessed since you gave to them? Oh, Lord. Don't talk about Prophet King like that. I'm talking about Prophet King. Because again, when your life get cut off, you not following up on Prophet King, you calling your pastor. Every pastor better say amen and better send me an offering. I'm just saying. You calling your pastor and the church or somebody in your family got to come bail you out because you done gave your money to somebody else. All because we don't follow the Bible principles. Now, how you get all that from life insurance? Again, it's a scam. That kind of stuff there is a scam. We got this $200 line and $300 line. It ain't number 12 folk in there. God says 30 people that got $100. Man, you better get out of here. That ain't God, that's you. And if that's the case, why you walk the numbers down? Okay, I ain't talking about that. I'm supposed to be talking about insurance. But why you go from the $100 line to you may not have 100, but you got 75. Come on, I still want to pray over you. I want to bless you. You may not have the 75, but get with somebody. Y'all get together, two people to get together and have $50. And I'm going to pray over both of y'all. Wait a minute, come on, man, get out of here. That's the scam. Not life insurance. Life insurance, you must be regulated. You must be licensed with the state, or else you can go to jail and you will be held accountable for every policy you write. Absolutely. So when you talk about a scam, you need to understand what the scam is, right? So that being said, folks, that's my time on tonight. I hope that you've gotten some great value out of this. I'm Rod Hickman, the leader of Generational Wealth Builders, where poverty ends with us. Listen. If you are in the Covington area, if you enjoyed this and you are in the Covington, Tennessee area, listen, on tomorrow here at our office in Covington at 4 p.m., we're going to be having a financial seminar. I'm going to be sharing some things with you about how you can insulate yourself from this 2025 year from a financial standpoint. So again, want you to come out, want you to be blessed with us. Again, you may say, well, Rod, man, I don't live in Covington. I live in Memphis. Well, guess what? Goody for you. Tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock at our Memphis office, we are going to be there, again, sharing the good news of this financial gospel, right? So, again, if you want to be my guest, again, just hit me up, inbox me, even respond on this chat. We would love to talk with you. We would love to host you in our home where we can talk with you more and more about what it is that we do and how we've made such a difference in the lives of so many families. With that being said, remember, if you're in Hotlanta, we're on our way. We'll be down there next week. We're going to be at the World Congress Center. And again, if you see Christy Hickman out there in the street, give her a high five because she's going to be speaking on stage, y'all. Well, let me keep it 100. She ain't going to be speaking. She's just going to be up there looking cute. That's her superpower. She's just going to be up there smiling and waving. Yeah, that's what she's going to do. I told her, you got to say something. She's like, I ain't finna say nothing. I'm like, you. So again, if y'all see her, tell her she better get up there and say something, right? But again, we thank God for that. We thank God for those of you all that tuned in. Those of you all that liked, shared, I'm so grateful. I'm so appreciative of you. When you see me in the street and you tell me that you got a little something from me, that makes my heart sing. And that's why I do what I do, because I want to make sure that you're informed, that you're educated. So again, remember, I'm your man, Rod Hickman, Generational Wealth Builders, where poverty ends with us. Knowledge is not power until it is applied. You can have an 18-wheeler truck that's gassed up, ready to go, and you could be revving the engine, but until you apply the clutch and put it in gear, it's not going anywhere. And folks, until you do the same thing with this information I just shared with you, you're not going to go anywhere. So again, that's my time. God bless you. Y'all have a good night. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. And bye.